Hope you're in the mood for some random facts because here they are. Here are 15 random facts that'll make you go, huh? There's a rare psychological disorder where a person genuinely believes they're a cow. It's called boanthropy, and people who suffer from the disorder try to live their entire life walking on all fours, eating grass, mooing, and even standing out in paddocks for hours just acting like a cow. The earliest record of boanthropy relates to a Babylonian king who, in the Book of Daniel it states, was driven from men and did eat grass as oxen. He supposedly lived like a cow for 7 years, at which point his sanity was magically restored. Japanese honeybees have a unique and brutal defense against wasp attacks. Instead of using their stingers, they bake them alive. When a wasp attacks, the bees use their pheromones to raise the alarm. They swarm around the wasp and start vibrating their bodies. This raises the temperature to around 46 degrees Celsius. The wasp can't withstand the heat, so it overheats and dies. The honeybees, on the other hand, can withstand slightly higher temperatures. And by slightly higher, I mean 48 degrees instead of 46. The whole process from alert to cooked wasp takes about 30 minutes. The creepy person with red eyes in photos is just the light bouncing off the blood vessels in the back of their eyes. It happens more in low light because the pupils are wider, exposing more of the retina and reflecting more of the flash. So you might be wondering, why then do animals' eyes glow green, yellow, or even blue? Well, they have a reflective layer behind their retina called the tapetum lucidum. It reflects light back before it reaches their blood vessels, helping them see better at night. Paris syndrome is a psychological condition where some Japanese tourists become physically and mentally overwhelmed by their disappointment in Paris. They grow up seeing movies about Paris being a romantic dream city, but turn up to visit and realize the reality doesn't quite match their expectations. The condition has been known to lead to nausea, dizziness, and even hallucinations, with the Japanese embassy in Paris even operating a special helpline to support affected tourists with the shock. On average, about 12 Japanese tourists suffer from Paris syndrome each year. Grapefruit has nothing to do with grapes. The name comes from the way it grows in clusters on trees, just like grapes on a vine. It was originally called the forbidden fruit, but no one actually knows why. The theory is that the name stuck because of its unknown origins and unique taste. It seems odd, but grapefruit is one of the healthiest and most dangerous fruits. Healthy because it's packed with vitamins and antioxidants, and dangerous because it interferes with over 85 different medications. It slows down how the body processes drugs, leading to more potent levels of these medications in the bloodstream. A goldfish's colour is actually determined by external factors. They're not necessarily always the vibrant colour we know them by. The colour comes from the pigment cells reacting to light exposure. If there's no light, these cells stop working. This means that if a goldfish is kept in a dark room for too long, they won't look gold, orange, or red anymore. They'll instead look pale and white. Think of it like a suntan fading. But it's not permanent. If the goldfish is then exposed to light, these cells reactivate and the colour slowly returns. It's not instant though, it can take days or weeks for the colour to fully restore. Vatican City is the only place in the world where ATMs have a Latin language option. The on-screen message reads, Inserito scitellum queso facidum cognoscas. Don't worry about telling me in the comments. I'm fully aware I can't speak Latin. But anyway, it basically means insert your card to proceed. Despite Latin not being a spoken language, it's still used in official Vatican documents like papal decrees, legal texts, and even theological writings. Even the Pope once posted in Latin under the official Vatican Twitter account @pontifex_LN. If you shave a tiger, not that I'd recommend it, you'll find that its skin has the same stripes as its fur. This is because the colour pigments extend all the way into their hair follicles, those tiny structures that sit in the skin and hold the hair's roots. And if you gather up a streak or an ambush of tigers, yes, streak and ambush are the collective nouns for a group of tigers, you'll notice that no two tigers have the same stripes. Not only do the number of stripes vary by tiger, but their pattern is unique. much like us humans and our fingerprints. In Pennsylvania, if you misuse a milk crate, like turning it into a seat or a shelf, you could find yourself with a $300 fine or 90 days in jail. The law exists because milk crates belong to the dairies. Stealing them costs the dairy industry millions of dollars a year. To deter would-be thieves, milk crates even have warning labels, serial numbers, and RFID chips. But this didn't stop Timothy Troller. In 2016, he was arrested and sent to Polk County Jail after attaching a milk crate, which he claims to have found on the side of the road, to his bike for use as a bicycle basket. The term nutritionist isn't legally protected. This means that anyone can claim to be a nutritionist even without a formal education. In contrast, a registered dietitian is a legally protected title. Only those who complete coursework, supervised training, and pass a national exam can be called a dietitian. This is why you often see nutritionists working in wellness coaching or holistic health. I mean, sure, they might have some training, but they generally aren't qualified to provide medical nutrition advice. In 2015, Joel Berger and Ashley King made headlines after a local newspaper reported their engagement. Burger King heard about their upcoming wedding, reached out to the couple, and offered to cover the entire cost. The fast food giant sent them custom merchandise and even a personalized Burger King themed wedding sign to display on the day. The PR stunt was a success, and the couple are now officially known as Mr. and Mrs. Burger King. There's a mushroom called chicken of the woods that some say shares the texture and taste of chicken. And it's easy to spot. It's bright orange and grows in clusters on the sides of trees. Chicken of the woods is often used as a chicken substitute and is a favorite in plant-based dishes. But not everyone is convinced. They claim it tastes more like seafood and the whole chicken thing is exaggerated. In 1897, Indiana lawmakers almost passed a bill to legally define pi as 3.2 instead of 3.1415926. You get the gist. It was known as the Indiana Pi Bill. The proposed law was based on amateur mathematician Edwin Goodwin's claim that he'd discovered a new way to square the circle, a famously unsolvable maths problem that had the effect of altering pi. The bill made it through the House of Representatives until it was stopped by a mathematics professor who pointed out that you can't just legislate math. Pi is a mathematical constant based on reality. But if it had passed, Indiana would have become the only place in the world where pi was legally incorrect. South Korea is serious about spies. They're so serious that they've got a dedicated emergency hotline number, 113, run by their National Intelligence Service for anyone to report suspected espionage activity. It's well known North and South Korea haven't had the best relationship. In 1997, a North Korean spy was arrested after working undercover for over a decade. In 2010, 2 more spies were caught trying to assassinate a high-ranking defector. So there's a clear need for the hotline, and the government actively promotes it on TV, radio, and billboards. They even offer cash rewards, sometimes hundreds of millions of Korean won, for reporting substantiated spying activity. Over 6,000 phones go missing at Disney World each year. That's around 16 phones a day. That's not even counting the thousands of wallets, cameras, and surprisingly, prosthetic limbs left behind. All of these lost items need to go somewhere. That's why Disney has a highly organized lost and found system. When an item's lost, visitors submit a form found on Disney's official Lost and Found page. They provide a description of their missing item, receive a claim number, and within 48 hours, someone from Disney calls them to let them know whether they've found their item. But you better raise that claim within 90 days because after that, it'll be donated or auctioned off. So there you have it, 15 random facts that hopefully made you go, huh? If you liked hearing those facts, there's plenty more where that came from. I've got some here and more over here. And thanks again for all your support. I'll have a new video out shortly, but until then, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.